afternoon, Thomas. How are you?
Jonathan, I'm doing pretty damn good. Don't know if our nation's doing good, especially on the job angle, but why don't you introduce what we're going to talk about right now?
Yeah, with that, why don't we talk about the job report that just came out a few hours ago and what's
Okay,
going on?
all right,
Yeah.
very good. Job reports and, basically what direction is the U.S. workforce heading? Kind of funny. I've been watching Bloomberg, business TV today, and they're all excited about these job reports, but when you start reading into the job report, they said they got a 272,000 gains. And, they're saying, oh, yeah, basically salaries are up 2.4, they're up 0.4%. Okay. And like, wow, inflation's up a hell of a lot more than that. So basically, you start reading into the report itself. The job reports, average hourly year to date, like I said, went up 0.4%, okay, from last month to this month. And overall, from last year to this year, 4.1%. But we know where inflation's been, okay? Full-time workers declined. Full-time declined 625,000 last month. Why are you excited over 272,000? What the hell's going on? All right. Household part-time positions increased 286,000. All right. The job gains they're talking about is in healthcare, 68,000 jobs. Leisure and hospitality, which is seasonal, and a lot of those positions are not full-time, 43,000 positions. And government positions, 42,000. A lot of those government jobs can be seasonal, parks and recs. You're working for, municipalities, they're hiring, and a lot of them don't come with benefits, all right? So that's a total of 153,000 jobs. Then you also have in tech services and professional with 32,000 jobs, social assistance, 15,000, and in retail, 13,000. So, you start looking at these numbers, it's just like, you know what, this ain't adding up to good jobs, especially when you had a decline of 625,000 full-time. Your thoughts so far, Jonathan?
It's a very confusing heading, honestly. You can put it in Google right now, type in like job reports for May, and it looks all positive, right? They're giving you that message that everything's looking great. Did you notice what the unemployment rate went to?
Yes, I did. But did you see the unemployment? It went up 0.1% under the U3. But as I've said in the past videos, you have to look at the U6 report. It's at 7%. That's the real number. That's the real number, 7%. Okay.
Well, they're right. They're claiming four in all the headings. They're going to say, which is it's still up, but they said four. And yeah, for discouraged workers and part-time work, it's still over 7%. Like you said, I think it was like 7.4, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. That is correct.
So it's a, I wonder, and I'm gonna just say this like it is. Are they just trying to make news headlines all looking good and flashy, getting ready for the election coming up? I don't know.
Dude, it's called break out the hand lotion and jack off the American people. That's all it is, because the majority of American people, sorry people, but you know what? You just listen. You don't look behind, the curtain to see where the Wizard of Oz is, all right? You're getting bullshit, and that's the bottom line. Now, here's another one. Basically, since May of 2023, full-time employment is down 1,163,000. Wow. Full-time jobs are actually down over 1,163,000. What the hell's going on in our country, okay? What type of picture are they trying to paint, all right? Also, in the last year, jobs are up 2.8 million, while full-time jobs are down 1.2 million. So again, part-time jobs. That's why the U6 report. Jonathan, let's just say this. Let's say you had 3 part-time jobs in the month of May, and you worked 5 hours at one, you worked 10 hours at another one, you worked 2 hours at another one. I had 4 part-time jobs, and I did them, 4 days a week. I worked a different job. You know what they count that as? You had 3 and I had 4. That's 7 jobs. This is what they're reporting on. How many households out there are hurting right now? Okay. I know a lot of people, and I'm sure you do as well. They're struggling. They're struggling out there.
I mean, the messaging is not clear, right? I mean, like we're saying, it's making people feel like we're heading in the right direction, but we all see different. Everyone else, everyone listening, they know it's different than what they're reporting, and they're just looking, and they constantly are looking at a piece that they want to show that looks good. You know, like you just mentioned, look at the whole year, look at the last 2 quarters, 4 quarters, whatever it may be, and you're going to get a different picture painted. So, yeah, I mean, we've talked about this a lot, how part-time jobs are increasing over the last few months. And exactly what we said is happening. Part-time is going up, full-time is not. And it's I mean, at the same token, it's very difficult for businesses to keep full-time staff because of all these new laws and regulations. They can't afford it. I'm sure you're seeing that stores are closing, franchises closing, hundreds, if not maybe dozens, hundreds of locations because they can't afford those new rates that they have to pay hourly. So they're making it not friendly for business owners, and it's going to end up hurting, and it is hurting everyone else.
You know, they mentioned that the $20 increase at fast food restaurants out in California contributed a lot to the rise of that, 0.4% in income. So, by the way, I was reading an article in the Daily Mail. They said 10,000 jobs have been lost in California in the fast food restaurant since Gavin Newsom, the wonderful governor, the non-genius that he is, raised it to $20 an hour.
Yep.
Also, I read last week there was a family that started a fish taco business in the 80s. I think it was 1983. The guy went to the University of San Diego, and he built it up to 48 restaurants. He closed the doors on all the restaurants last Friday. Such a sad story, man.
I saw it on the news. Yes, it was on the news yesterday that they closed them all. So again, making it's difficult to own a business. We both know that. It's even more difficult when you have all the red tape, all the different things that are changing just because you're making money and they're trying to figure out how to take as much as they can from you. So
correct.
And you know what? Maybe they think they're helping everyone, but in the end run, it's not, because people are coming out, people are losing their jobs, people are, we're figuring out ways to be more efficient with who we hire. So maybe you don't hire as many people. So it's not a good thing.
No, definitely not. Listen, Jonathan, I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer, but I just want to put it out there and be real to people. Don't listen to this bullshit report that you're getting, because they want the people in this country have been swallowing more bullshit over the last couple of decades than ever before, and we need to stop swallowing it. What I want to do is be positive. So our next video, we're going to talk about getting ahead of the curve, okay? Because we see where the economy's going. You might be thinking, hey, I might be losing my job. We're going to talk about a few different businesses, simple businesses. You can start making some simple money, easy money. You don't have to go through licensing or permitting or any investments, okay? It's just going to be a time of being creative. That's going to be our next video. Listen, hopefully we gave you some creative knowledge on these job numbers for May. We look forward to actually you hitting that subscribe button, that like button, and you guys have a great weekend. Take care.
Everyone.